Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the arena. I am still the Basilisk, and I am joined again by Black Dart Pirate. And these two teams, clearly their wallets are running low because they've both opted to bring comps that I believe they brought earlier in the day. So we've got Deepwater Hooligans bringing this triple Napoc comp that we've seen a couple times already with double Magus, a Blackbird, two Thalias, a Hyena, and a Confessor. But
Yeah, and we have Locals Primary bringing their Nightmare Vulture setup again, which is I think it's probably the most unique setup we've seen so far today. Maybe not necessarily for the entire tournament, but it's done really, really well. And I'm actually really interested to see if they're going to be able to pull that same trick because I don't think Deepwater has that massive amount of tracking disruptors that their last opponent did, which they were able to fight straight through. So I'm a little worried for Deepwater.
yeah, I think Localist Primary might just be trying to rub it in here. They've seen that I'm casting this match, and as they defeated my own team with this comp, they're trying to rub it in my face a little bit more, saying, look, we can do it again. But yeah, these Napocs, I think it's a very different comp to what they faced previously, which was a sort of drone focused comp with Ishtars and Dominics. Is having three Napocs sitting at distance is a very, very different approach. So we have to see how they're going to change their approach in the match.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of damage out onto that Blackbird. I believe that it's pulled slightly out of range, so it's not really getting hit at full damage. But going for the Blackbird, pretty solid call. He is trying to jam out the Vultures and the Kirans. I think that this Raptor might be a little bit out of position though, so they might be about to take that thing down.
I just want to comment on the drone choice here from Localist Primary, because I think we've seen most teams, if you're fielding a drone comp, you use damage drones. If you're not fielding a damage comp a drone comp by and large, you use rep drones. But here, Localist Primary have dumped all of their damage drones. There's like 20 or 30 Republic Fleet Warriors sat on that Blackbird. And of course, light drones are a lot more difficult to sort of screen off and prevent dealing damage rather than, like a vulture shooting at. If you're vulture shooting at, you can put up transversal, you can call some distance. Whereas these warriors, they're going to be shooting him no matter what. And if they can't rep, then he's going to die. And he is dying.
Yeah, the Confessor of William Lee and Mackenzie is actually on top of the Blackbird, trying to desperately clear these damage drones. And if he gets them down, maybe things will change. But this Blackbird is actually dropping into structure now. The application of those vultures is crazy. Like, there's no real way to get away from them. And I don't know. Maybe if they take these damage drones down, it'll survive. It's holding in like 50% structure right here.
I don't know if holding is the right word, but I mean, by the
It
very
hasn't
nature of
lost
being
any
in structure.
points.
Yeah, in the last 2 seconds, he hasn't. But I mean, oh, there he goes. He loses a chunk more. He's down to 20% structure now. And there's just not much damage being applied back. These three Napocs have good range, good tracking, but they just don't really seem to be doing a huge amount at the time being. Zhao Yi in the Nightmare seems to be taking some damage, but he's just repped it back up again from these Kirans. This Blackbird is still, as you put it, holding at 23% hull.
Yeah, it's I mean, as the light drones go down, oh, there's another. I think we're seeing like little wrecking shots push through. We're actually seeing them hard swap and just pop that hyena. So real smart call on there. Taking those webs down means that I doubt this raptor is going to die. And I don't know, like there goes the Blackbird as well. I don't know what these apocs are doing. Like they're trying to take a raptor down and it's kiting them. And now Telrum's Thalia is starting to be hit by these vultures, and these vultures are having no issues tracking any of these ships.
Yeah, I know that you are the resident battleship pilot expert, and you always comment on battleship piloting, criticize it. What do you think about Rigilio in the NAPOC, who was until just a second ago doing 1,100 meters a second in that NAPOC? Is that going to help his tracking? Do you think?
I mean, so normally you would say, yeah, that's terrible. With the also the first Thalia goes down here, but I think it was more of a target calling issue. Like you're trying to shoot an interceptor with large lasers. They finally swap to a jackdaw, take it down almost immediately, but kind of a little late there. You're now down both your logic, your Blackbird, and your Hyena. Your entire backline is about to drop, and Localist Primary, crazy good target calling. They just wiped the Lynx Magus off. Deepwater Hooligans is like, oh crap, we should probably shoot things we can actually hit with large guns, and might be a little late.
Yeah, as this Confessor of William is going to go down, they're going to possibly trade for this jackdaw. And these three Napocs are finally set up in this sort of triangle formation where, you can't really mitigate from all three at the same time. But their whole support wing is just gone already. The Hyena's gone, the Blackbird's gone as the Confessor goes down as well. The reps are gone. And I don't think at this point these three Napocs are going to have enough health on just the hulls to deal with, the three Vultures and the Nightmare in return.
Yeah, the Apox have finally like started going after the Nightmare, which I think after the Jackdaws, the Nightmare or the Vultures, like anything but what they tried to take down was the correct call. And Regilio's just melting. Like I think these might be full DPS Napocs. Like they might have like 3 heat sinks or something. Vultures don't hit that hard, but apparently they're hitting hard enough.
Yeah, and we're getting towards the business end of the tournament now. There's no more allowances for misplays or slacking, and I think target calling like this, it's needs to be better to get into the next stage of the tournament. We are in the sort of top 12, approaching the top 12 end of the tournament, which you got to be a pretty good team to get towards. I mean, all credit to Deepwater Hooligans for getting this far, of course, but yeah, the target calling here, like you say, if they shot the jackdaw at the start, the vultures, then I meant anything they could hit with these 3 Napocs would have been good. But unfortunately, the Raptor is probably the one thing that they have the least chance of hitting.
Yeah, I would say a Raptor is probably the most difficult ship of every single thing on grid to actually take down, especially with turret ships. But you know, to be fair, like this is Deepwater Hooligans going to be out of the tournament, but they did still get a top 16. I believe they still get 4 AT ships, so they did pretty good, especially for a team that is like kind of a newer one. Local is primary, also doing fantastic, and will be moving on with a pretty convincing 100-4 win here. So, with that, we're gonna send it right back to the studio.